Hello again. With mask wearing becoming mandatory in more and more places, we are seeing so many cleverly decorated masks. We applaud you all for making lemonade when life is handing you lemons. And in the spirit of this, today we're going to show you how to make a decorated mask using your embroidery machine. Whether you're making a pleated style mask or a shape mask, it will be easier to embroider on the flat fabric before creating your mask. The embroidery design will hide in the pleats somewhat and make the fabric more difficult to pleat, so we do recommend a shape style mask for this design. You will need some 100% cotton for the mask, some wash-away stabilizer, and some elastic. If desired, you will also need some plastic twist ties or wire for the nose piece. The tabs that hold down bags of coffee also work well for this. WonderFil has a soft elastic in packs that have been created just for comfortable face masks. Each pack has enough elastic for 5 masks. You will also need some construction thread. For this job, I like to use Designer. It's a strong, all-purpose polyester thread that comes in 210 colors to match every fabric. As your finished mask will undergo frequent washing, you need a thread that's strong enough to stand up to this. First, if you are purchasing a digitized design, check the measurements of the design to make sure it will fit on the mask where you want it. Draw out one side of your mask pattern with chalk and decide roughly where you would like to place the design. Use the grid of your embroidery hoop to mark the center crosshair of your design. Load your machine with Polyfast in the top and Deco Bob in the bobbin. We have chosen Polyfast because, as we all know, cloth masks should be washed after each use, and a polyester embroidery thread will better withstand frequent washing than a rayon embroidery thread would. Putting a fine 80-weight bobbin thread in the bobbin will keep the design soft, which is very important for embroidery worn next to the face. Hoop the flat 100% cotton fabric with a wash-away stabilizer, again to keep the finished mask soft. Run the design, following the thread change prompts. Remove the fabric and stabilizer from the hoop. And cut away the excess stabilizer. Clip all the thread ends, then wash the design to remove the rest of the stabilizer and allow it to dry. Press the design. And lay your mask pattern on the fabric once more, checking the placement of the design, and trace around it with your chalk. Cut around the chalk so you'll have 2 mirror images of the outer fabric. Also, cut 2 pieces of lining in the same cotton fabric. Stitch the center front seam of the outer mask and the lining. Place the outer and inner masks right side together and stitch the top edge, starting and stopping 1 inch from the beginning and end. To make it easier to thread the elastic through, press down the edges at the beginning and end of the seam and stitch in place. Trim the edges close to the stitching. To create a casing for the nose wire, stitch the top of the mask 1/2 inch away from the top and the desired length of the nose piece. Slide the nose wire into the casing from one open end. Then stitch both ends of the casing to hold the piece in place, taking care not to hit the wire with your needle. Now place the mask right sides together again and stitch down both side edges. Beginning 1/2 inch from this stitching, stitch a 1 inch line of stitching along the bottom on each side, back stitching at start and finish. Turn the mask through the bottom center opening and push out the corners. Press, then top stitch a casing at each side edge. Pin, then top stitch the bottom opening closed. Now, slide a piece of elastic through each casing using a safety pin and starting at the bottom of the mask. Knot or stitch the elastic in a circle, then slide the join into the casing. And as easy as that, you have a fun decorated mask to brighten your day and the day of everyone who sees you. We'd like to thank you all for following local guidelines and doing your part. We'll see you all next time.